Hello, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I want to take you back to one of the most pivotal events in recent financial history, the 2008 financial crisis. This wasn't just a market crash, it was a full-blown economic meltdown that shook the entire world. Today, I'll break down how it happened, what went wrong, and what we can learn from it to secure our financial futures. In the early 2000s, the U.S. housing market was booming. People were buying homes left and right, and banks were making it easier than ever to get a mortgage. If you had a pulse, you could probably get a loan. Banks weren't just lending to reliable borrowers, they were also handing out subprime mortgages to people with bad credit, all while promising them they could afford homes they couldn't. But why were banks so eager to lend? Here's the catch. They weren't holding on to those risky mortgages. They bundled them into investments called mortgage-backed securities and sold them to investors worldwide. These investments were marketed as safe because credit rating agencies slapped them with high ratings even though they were full of risky loans. Meanwhile, Wall Street was making massive bets on these securities using complex financial instruments like credit default swaps, essentially insurance policies against mortgage defaults. The problem? Nobody stopped to think about what would happen if housing prices didn't keep rising. By 2006, warning signs began to appear, home prices stopped climbing, and borrowers with those risky subprime loans started defaulting. Once the defaults began, it set off a chain reaction. Those mortgage-backed securities, once considered golden investments, lost their value. Banks holding billions of dollars in these investments faced massive losses. The crisis hit its breaking point in 2008. Major financial institutions started collapsing. Lehman Brothers, one of the largest investment banks, went bankrupt. AIG, a massive insurance company, needed a government bailout to survive. The stock market plunged, wiping out trillions of dollars in wealth. Millions of people lost their homes, jobs, and life savings. So, who's to blame? There's plenty of blame to go around. Banks prioritized greed over responsibility. Credit rating agencies failed to assess the real risks. Regulators didn't catch the red flags, and consumers often borrowed more than they could afford. But here's the key takeaway. When markets are built on shaky foundations, they will eventually collapse. This crisis taught us the importance of understanding the risks in our financial decisions and being prepared for downturns. Now, you might be wondering, how can you protect yourself from financial crises like this one? That's where I come in. I teach people how to build wealth the smart way through education, preparation, and strategy. If you'd like to learn how to generate consistent income and avoid the pitfalls that led to disasters like 2008, text the word money to 87948. I'll send you my free training, How to Make Money Without Working. Let's not just survive the next financial crisis, let's thrive through it. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next lesson.